I'm Jason Cherkis, this is Aaron Leitko, and we were going to talk first about the new Stephen Malkmus Jicks record, Real Emotional Trash, I think it's called.
Yes.
Correct? And I just want to say, I heard the record for the first time, I think last week, and was quite shocked, because I always have kind of low expectations for early 90s vets, but the record's great. I mean, it's a great rock record, and it's shockingly good.
I think I like it the most because it doesn't sound like the 90s. It's kind of cool. I feel like it embraces stuff like the Groundhogs or like Lobby Lloyd or even the Grateful Dead or something. Things that are totally or that not obviously have anything to do with like Pavement. And it's also like a really good guitar rock record, but in a way that isn't ironic, or it doesn't have quotation marks around it. It's not like Dunion or something where it's consciously trying to be retro. It's just like kind of a, good guitar music.
Come on like gangbusters, laying it thick, laboriously stacked, lost in the sticks. It's warm for a witch trial, don't you agree? Cold of the hand.
Kimya Dawson and the Juno soundtrack, we were talking about that earlier, and all of a sudden, the Juno record's like the #1 album in the country?
Number one soundtrack, I think.
The soundtrack.
The number one
what?
soundtrack in the
What is
country.
that?
But the movie's made $100 million.
Jeez Louise. Okay, well, we've heard her records for a long time, I think probably since, the late 90s when she was with the Moldy Peaches. And I can't believe that, or you can't believe that that people are liking her music.
It's not that I didn't think that people would or could like her music. It just seemed like a weird thing to cross over to, Judd Apatow people.
Who are Judd Apatow people?
I don't know. People who really, really thought Knocked Up was an awesome movie.
I did like that movie.
It was alright. I like the part where he's I laughed when they were like, he's got too much of the dice roll thing. I thought that was a funny part, but otherwise it was,
Alright, well, getting back to Kimya Dawson. I think it's a good thing that she's found an audience, even if that audience is only going to buy that one record. Maybe it'll trickle down and people will pick up her other records off K, and that'll help out K Records, and that's not a bad thing. And, some of her songs, I like some of her songs. I don't think there's nothing wrong with them. You don't like her songs, do you?
No, I think they're fine. Why would you accuse me of that?
I don't know. It just doesn't seem like, we were, back in the green room, you were saying how, or I think Mark was, that songs are sort of, typical sort of
They're fine.
faux naive or something.
Yeah, I don't feel one way or the other about it. I was just shocked that it would find an audience of millions of people.
Right.
For a band that, used to come to town and play in Spider-Man costumes and everything.
How many people came to her in-store, you were saying?
200 something. They lined up all the way down to the post office.
Wow.
Or so I heard.
I guess I wish I was there. And that about wraps it up for our second installment of whatever we're eventually going to call this. Done.